guys? Is it the right way or do I need to rotate my phone? Can somebody let me know in the comments? Is my head sideways? Oh, let me know. Because my phone is telling me I need to rotate my phone back. So if that's the case, I'll rotate it back so you guys don't have to look at me sideways this week. Can anybody comment and let me know? I'll just wait. I'll wait for someone to tell me if I'm the right way or not here. Comment down below and let me know that my head is on straight. More so that the screen you're watching is not the wrong way. And if it is the wrong way, type wrong way. Let me know. Just waiting for one of 4 of you guys to tell me this is coming through okay and my picture is not sideways. Nobody wants to comment. I might just have to roll with it if you guys don't want to tell me here. So, okay. Well, tonight we're going to be making a soup we've already made, so I hope that's not a deal buster for a lot of you, but this is one of our favorite soups. I'm going to be making golden lentil soup tonight. But the main event of the night is the cookbooks. So they came, and if you ordered a cookbook, I'm going to be shipping them out tomorrow, okay? So my husband's trying to call me, but he doesn't realize I can't answer because I'm using my phone on the live. So anyway, if this picture looks okay, you guys, there's 5 of you guys here. Somebody comment down below and say, looks fine. If the picture is sideways, please let me know and I'll fix it. So we don't go a whole class like we did last week with it, you know, the wrong way. Sped Mom. Yes, exactly. It is coming and I can't wait to show it to you. I got a whole box of them. I think I sold a little over 30 out of 100. So that's that. So this recipe is not inside the cookbook, but it's quickly become one of my family's favorites, and it's cold today. It's only high in the 50s. And so we want this golden lentil soup. So I'm going to be making it, and we're just going to get it simmering, and then we're going to go ahead and show you guys the new cookbook. This soup is so good. We don't like lentils at all. Okay, cool. Thank you. I'm glad I look good. That's awesome. Anyway, I just hated last week. We talked on so many different subjects, and the whole picture was crooked the whole way, and it was kind of a bummer at the end. So there's no way for me to go back and edit that and fix it because it's alive. Okay, so we're going to get started on the soup really quick, and then we're going to look at that cookbook. So let's angle you guys down. This is a fast soup. The only thing that I've done ahead of time is I've been soaking my golden lentils, okay? And like I said before, my family hates lentil soup. They hate lentils, but this soup, they love it. The golden lentils taste different. I bought mine from Azure Standard. I'd never heard of a golden lentil before, but Azure Standard does sell them. So all I've done to prep for this is I just submerged these in water this morning after breakfast, like at 8, 9 o'clock. And I've been soaking in water with a couple of tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. And they need to sit this way for 7 hours, and then they're ready to go. So let's get rolling. So I have a large pot here on the back. I would totally encourage you that if you have kids that aren't huge fans of lentils, or you yourself are not a huge fan of lentils, you should try this soup before you rule them out, because they are a really good way to fill up your kids. This could be a meat-free meal that you could add chicken, which I'm going to do after it's all done cooking. Lots of different options. So I have this burner. I just turned it on over medium heat, and I'm going to add some tallow. I've been making bone broth, and so I have a lot of the fat in this jar from making the bone broth. So we got some tallow in there, and then we're going to go ahead and chop up an onion. So I have one really super big onion. I get these from Azure Standard. They have huge onions. For most recipes, like half of this is a large onion. So it's a lot of onion, but it does give a lot of good flavor into the soup. So I'm going to angle you down. Let's get to chopping a little bit here. Fall is definitely here already, which is crazy. I just feel like someone pushed the fast forward button. I don't know where time went, but anyway, we are swapping clothes out now for fall clothes. I'm going to keep on cutting on this onion because it's got a little bit of a soft spot. My Azure order comes tomorrow. It was supposed to come today, but I think we just had too many orders. We have a lot of orders on our truck this month. All right. So I cut off the brownish colored stuff. These are last month's onions, so they're getting a little on the older side here. We're just gonna chop the good section on up. Somebody asked me what knives I'm using, so I had ordered myself a new knife set, but I don't love them as much as I love these knives. These are really old. Let's see, 18 years old or 19 years old. Miracle Blade knives. So they still make something similar to this, but not this exact knife anymore. I was looking into getting myself a new set, but I don't think they have this particular knife anymore, and I use it a lot. So it's kind of sad. But I love these knives. They've lasted almost 20 years. They're still cut and sharp. I could send them in to be sharpened again, but then I have to go without my knives for a little bit of time. I'm going to go wash my hands and be right back. Gotta get that onion off. Okay. So we're going to be sauteing the onion. Another thing that we're going to add are garlic cloves. So I've already peeled these. I'm down one helper to take care of baby tonight. And that's her favorite helper. And so I'm trying to make this a good class, but also cut the corners a little bit. So this is a garlic bulb, just in case you guys don't know what this is, if you're new to cooking. This is the way you want to buy your garlic, and you just pull the little cloves off, and then you peel them. And so that's what I have here is already peeled garlic cloves. You don't want to buy the stuff from the store that's already chopped and in a preservative because, well, it's in a preservative. We need 12 garlic cloves for this recipe. This makes a big batch for my family of 8, and Naomi loves this soup. Oh, she loves it. For my family of 8, this will do tonight's lunch and then tonight's dinner, tomorrow's lunch as well. So it's a double meal. So we're just going to dice it up. Apparently the dryer is done. You could throw them in whole if you don't mind eating whole garlic cloves, but I don't know a kid that actually likes to do that unless the garlic cloves have been fermented in honey. So we're going to cut these up real nice and good. And they're going to get sauteed with the onion. The next thing that we're going to saute with the onion is ginger. This is 2 inches of ginger. So just a quick tip on ginger. If you buy ginger from Azure Standard or wherever, you can go ahead and store it inside your freezer. And then pull it out when you need it and peel it while it's frozen or semi-frozen. And then that way you can get the peeling off a little easier, and it's always fresh. And go ahead and throw that into the pot. Okay, so we're just going to saute this. And I actually have curry powder tonight, whereas the last time I did this video I didn't. That was kind of embarrassing. Alright, so we're just sauteing. It's going. I did refill my shaker of curry powder. This came from Azure Standard. It's just in a Simply Organic bottle. But they do sell a good curry powder blend. And we're going to take a look at that cookbook here in just a minute once we get everything dumped into this pan here. This is called, for those of you who are wondering, this spoon is called a lazy spoon. It has this nice little indent. I love these if you have young kids. Oh man, do I ever love them. Yes, I know they're silicone, but I haven't found someone who makes them in wood yet. The guy who originally designed this made it in wood, But now I can't find that because Rachel Ray bought him out and bought his product and now makes it. But it just kind of hangs there. It also comes in a ladle as well. I love these. I bought these at Target. It just kind of hangs there. So like if you have kids who are old enough to dish themselves up, it's so nice because they can dish themselves up. And then instead of putting it on the counter or on your stove and covering everything in soup, they can just hang it on here and it just drips right back into the pot. So Lazy Spoon from Target. I don't know if they still sell it or not. You could Google Lazy Spoon and see if you can find one that's made out of wood. I'd love to find one that's made out of wood. Okay. So the next ingredient is broth. I have my own home canned broth. If you don't know how to make broth, it is so easy, and you don't necessarily have to can it. You sure could freeze it. But I do have a video up here on the channel on how to make your own broth. So we need 12 cups of broth. You could go as low as 8 cups to make a really super thick soup. But we prefer the 12 cup mark. In fact, at the 12 cup mark, tonight it'll be thickened soup, and then tomorrow it'll be so thick that when we go to rewarm it, we'll have to add even more broth, probably 2 to 4 cups tomorrow to use it for lunch. Okay, so I'm going to take you guys over to my dirty sink. Here we go. And I'm going to show you guys what I do with the lentils. Everybody's got dishes. There's mine. I'm going to get a strainer, if I can find one. There it is. So like I said, these have just been submerged in water and been sitting all day. So we're just gonna rinse them off here. Just gonna dump it on out. I go ahead and I put a fine mesh strainer over the top of the jar, and I just invert it. So we're gonna let all that water and apple cider vinegar and phytic acid and enzyme inhibitors drain out of here. And then we're gonna go put it in our pot. It's almost done running here. They're just so pretty. They're so nice and golden. All right, here we go. We're gonna flip it upside down. Ooh, right side back up. There we go. All right, let's go back on over here. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna add this to the pot. Okay. So that was just 1 quart. So we're gonna add the other 2 quarts to make 12 cups of broth. This is homemade chicken broth. Because I'm going to be adding chicken. I think if I was adding beef or ground beef or something, I would do beef broth. Okay, so there's 12 cups of the broth in there. I'm going to go ahead and add these. So this was 4 cups of golden lentils that were soaked. So they do grow. That's okay. Whenever you soak anything, it absorbs the water and it gets bigger. So I always say don't be filling your jars up more than 1/3 of the way full. With most beans and lentils, sometimes, and legumes, sometimes you can't even go above 1/4 depending on what type of bean you're soaking. But we soak it because we want to unlock the nutrients for our family. All seeds of the earth have something that's called phytic acid in them, and it's what feeds the seed when it starts to sprout. But it also binds to things in the earth, like calcium and zinc and a long list of other things. And if we don't remove that, or at least neutralize it, that's going to bind to those same minerals in your children. So we want all the nutrients of those lentils to be unlocked. All right. I already chopped up carrots. I know I'm really, really something tonight, aren't I? All right. So this is 8 cups. Or so not 8 cups. 8 carrots. Large carrots that have been chopped on up. It's going to go on in. And that's our only vegetable in this soup other than the onions and stuff. There's no celery or anything like that. Just carrots. Okay. So now on to the seasoning. We need 4 tablespoons of curry powder. Like I said, I bought this brand of curry powder, the blend from Azure Standard. Every time I smell the curry powder now, I start to drool because I love the soup so much. 4 tablespoons. I hate it when you're like doing this with a spice and like it stops coming out and you're like, oh no, it's going to fall out and completely drowned my spoon with way too much spice. Okay, so 4 tablespoons of curry powder. We got 2 teaspoons of turmeric, which is all that's left in here. Here we go. We need 4 teaspoons of chili powder. If you haven't checked out Azure Standard yet, oh geez, look at the onion off of there. If you haven't checked out Azure Standard yet for your spices, you really should. You save a lot of money. It's cheaper than Walmart. All right, so we are looking for 4 teaspoons of chili powder. I only buy from Azure the things that are cheaper from Azure. I don't have a very good health food store close. I have a grocery store that has a corner of it that's a health food section, and most of it is health food junk. So, and the rest of it's just way overpriced that somebody with a family of 8 can't afford. So I buy stuff from Azure Standard instead. Okay, so now we just need 3 cups of milk. I'll have to go grab some milk and we'll get it added. So this is our home milked goat milk. And I'm just going to add all this because it's pretty close to 3 cups. Might have been 3.5. That's okay. Like I said, this soup gets super thick. So a little bit extra milk is not going to hurt us in this scenario. The original recipe did call for coconut aminos, but you know what? I stopped adding coconut aminos to this and it tasted just fine. And it looks good. Okay, so hey, Sharon, you're late. That's okay. At least my head's not crooked this time. I'm just glad you're here. Okay, so this is the same soup we made about 4 or 5 weeks ago. Sharon, this is the golden lentil soup. We're just making this. We're going to get it boiling here, and then we're going to look at that cookbook. So for this specific ratio, the lentils, if they're soaked, like I told you, only takes 30 minutes to simmer. So we're going to leave it on medium-high heat. We're going to bring it up to a boil, and then we're going to reduce it down to medium, and it's going to only cook for 30 minutes, and then it's done. So super, super fast meal. We're done with this one. We're just going to let it do its thing, and let's take a look at the cookbook. If you guys have any questions, don't be shy. Comment down below. We'll talk about it. Okay, so my cookbooks came yesterday, and they came in a big box. And they're super pretty. Love these. So a couple of things that are different right away. Obviously, I couldn't find a publisher in the United States that would give me a metal one of these. So this is plastic. That's the one thing I do not love about this cookbook. But I love the front. It's like a vinyl almost, so you can spill stuff on it. It doesn't have my picture on the back like the old one. It's just a different type of publisher. So I got us what we could get, okay? But same title, same subtitle, same picture, but it's smaller on the lower half. And then things get different from then on. So we have a regular dedication page for those of you who already have it. And then all of those important notes that were in the back before are now in the front. And I did that because I didn't want people to miss it. It's right there. Talks about how to sprout wheat, how to ferment rice and beans, how to soak your grains and seeds, okay? And then there is an index all the way in the back here that has everything by section. It's in alphabetical order. So if you know what you're looking for, boom, there it is. Another difference with this cookbook is it's thinner than the other one. That was the one thing that shocked me. But the reason why it's thinner is because, let me show you something. Here we go. On just this page alone, this is a seasoning section. The old publisher would only allow me to have 2 recipes per page. So this one has 4. So it's not as thick as the old recipe book, which is fine. It just has more recipes per page when they're small recipes. But they're all still here, I promise. The other thing that's different about this cookbook from the old one is all of the recipes in each section are alphabetical order. So the other one was kind of thrown together. It had spelling errors. It had grammar issues. It had major typos. My old publisher didn't catch any of those. This publisher did. So everything is fixed. All of the typos, all of the enchilada misspellings, all those things have been caught and fixed. And then, like I said, it's all in alphabetical order. So if you're going to be giving any of these to somebody, you say, oh my gosh, the almond flour waffles in that recipe book are amazing. They can come to the breakfast section and look underneath A, and there's almond flour waffles right there. So the old one was not organized that way. So you couldn't recommend a specific dinner or a specific breakfast to somebody because they would have to page through or go to the back to try and find it. And even the index in the back was not in alphabetical order. So I love some things about this cookbook. It's just a little different than the last one as far as the layout and the cover, obviously. But it's still a really, really great cookbook. And if you haven't gotten it, the link down below. For those of you who have ordered this cookbook and have been waiting for like a month and a half, it is coming. I'm going to mail them off tomorrow morning. So there was somebody who ordered it out of Nebraska. You will probably get it possibly Thursday. It's going to be coming media mail, which is usually slower, but in my experience, it's not slower. So as long as you don't live too far from the Midwest, you should be getting it by the end of the week, if at that latest, maybe even on Thursday. But this will be headed on out to everybody. I think this is great. I've got a good stock of them now, so I'm thinking like ahead. I think I might run like a sale for Black Friday or something. This would make an amazing gift for anybody on the holidays that needs to learn how to do this, and it would be affordable. So stay tuned. If you haven't ordered it, the link down below. And that's our cookbook. I'm just so glad that they are here, and I'm glad that I can finally ship them to you guys. Sharon says, it's so pretty. I want a new one. Maybe I might get myself one for a Christmas present. I love your kitchen and love that you don't act perfect. You're awesome. Yeah. Definitely not perfect here. It's to a point with my house. I don't understand why people make everything look so pretty. I mean, I know like Farmhouse on Boone, I could sit there and watch her videos for hours, but I also know that she does a lot of cleaning before she does her videos, and everything's in its place. And I have 6 children and nothing's in its place. My old one looks horrible, Sharon. Let me see if I can find it. I mean, it looks, yeah, here it is. I mean, it is. Like, this is all torn. This is one thing that's not going to happen with the new one. See this lamination? It's coming off of my cover. So, yeah, so this is pretty much going to be trash. My cover's just about to go to the trash. I still have to keep this one, though, because I've been writing new recipes in here, like my gap spread and stuff. So I'm going to have to publish in my cookbook eventually. This one, what's cool about this one is at the end of each section, it has a section for recipe favorites. So if you're watching me and we're making something and you end up making it on the video and you love it, you can totally write it in here, which I love because it's a way for you to grow your cookbook without having to buy a whole new one. So that's awesome. But yes, this, I'm loving the cover because it's like a forever cover. Like I said, it's like a vinyl, whereas the other one was a laminated thing. Like mine is falling apart. So anyway, but it's the same picture. You guys can see that. It's just smaller and it's very pretty. I love it. But anyway, yeah, I'll probably have to keep mine because, well, it's got food stains all over it and it's got my notes in it. So I'll probably keep this and pass it down as an heirloom or something to the kids. But I don't think I can use it anymore as my main go-to because it's really falling apart. If I plan on passing it along to anybody, I better stop using it. But yeah, so there you go. That's the new cookbook. And I haven't decided yet with all of the other recipes I have written in there what I'm going to do. Part of me wants to just like make it available for an instant download that you guys could have a 3-ring binder. You just print it out at home. I don't know that I'm ever going to have another 230 recipes, which is what's in this, to make a cookbook. And I can't see making a cookbook with any less than 230 recipes. So I don't know. If I wait, it'll be years down the road. And if I make an instant download, I suppose people could download it if they want and put it in a 3-ring binder. I have a 3-ring binder right here behind the camera. And it just has like my recipes that I'm writing down that I'm making this month. And I started using this when I had my baby, and it used to say baby after baby meals on the front. But this is how I meal plan. I do a lot of meals off of Pinterest and off the internet. and I just swap ingredients out so they're nutrient dense, and then I teach you guys how to make them. So like the common things that I swap out are things like I always opt for butter. So if it's olive oil or in the original recipe or Crisco or whatever, we swap it out for semi-solid fats. That's like the number one thing that if you're looking at a recipe to make and you want to make it more nutrient dense, you can totally just do that easy swap. You swap those things out for things like lard, goose fat, duck fat, butter, coconut oil. All those things are stable at cooking temperatures, whereas olive oil is not. Crisco is not. Those are both made out of vegetables. So yeah, so that'd be one easy thing to do, to switch out. The other things that I typically switch out on recipes that I find are obviously using broth instead of like homemade broth instead of store-bought broth. If it has noodles in it, I tend to try and veer away from that because those noodles aren't properly prepared unless you buy sourdough noodles, which Azure Standard just started carrying. But once again, I'm feeding 8 people, and so that's going to be really expensive for me. So I typically try to steer away from those recipes and either replace it with a bean that I can soak and ferment, or replace it with a rice that I can soak and ferment. Which then kind of messes with your broth amounts and stuff like that. But anyway, this is what I kind of have going on for my family for right now until I go to do another cookbook. And it's just, like I said, this would be the kind of system you could have and do the instant download and print. So anyway, if you have any suggestions, let me know on that. I'm kind of torn because I want to have something that's available for everybody, because I know we probably have 50 to 75 lives that we've done since we did the original cookbook, and so there's a lot of other recipes up here. But I'll leave it up to you guys, and I'm going to kind of think on it. But I am going to be shipping these cookbooks out tomorrow morning, which I'm super excited about. We have a play date for homeschoolers at the park, and we're going to stay there for a little while, and then I'm going to break away to go mail all of you guys' cookbooks. And then I'm going to be going to my Azure drops. So you guys will have an Azure video out possibly tomorrow. It should be tomorrow. I'm going to be picking up more people's orders because they had to move people's orders. They moved our whole delivery to a whole nother day, and so some people can't make it. So anyway, we'll see. I'm hoping to get out the video for Azure Standard Haul tomorrow. But back to my non-perfect life. So I have, just in case you're new here, I have 6 kids. My oldest is 14, and my youngest is 10 months, almost 11 months old now. So there is stuff everywhere. There's nothing is perfect in this home, and I'm not afraid to show it. I've got dishes like you guys already saw, and we've been folding laundry on the bed, but my house is under construction. And so, this is just a regular life of a mom. So I don't mind showing that because, as I was saying, when I sit back and I watch these picture perfect moms cooking on their cooking channels, it makes the viewer, including me, when I'm watching, feel like you're not enough and you're not doing a good enough job. And that's because you're watching a false reality, and it's not real. So from the beginning, I've always wanted to make sure that I showed you guys real, I don't have makeup on, my hair is little flyaways here and there. And it's because that's what a real mom looks like. That's running a farm and doing homeschool and canning and preserving and all the things that I do in a day. This is what you look like. And I would never want to give the false facade that others do here on YouTube and make you feel like you're not enough, because every step that you make for your kids, you might not do everything I'm talking about tonight, but if you can just do one thing, that's one step in the right direction to making sure your family gets nutrient-dense meals. Just even swapping butter is a huge thing. Opting to buy cuts of meat that are near the bone when it comes to a chicken are higher in nutrients.
She's getting fussy a little bit.
You're getting fuzzy. Meow. The baby's got to say hello. Who is that? Do you want milk? Oh, yes. I'll get some milk. Hang on. She wants her milk. I've already started it. It's being passed on from one child to the next. Are you saying hi? And for those of you who are new, William used to drink milk all the time at the end of the classes. And now it's Naomi. She's smacking her lips. She's excited. Okay, hang on, baby girl. Oh boy, here comes everybody else. Okay, hang on. Milk time. Luckily our goats are still being milked. Okay, so 4. I need 4. Okay, here we go. Just a minute. Okay, William, this one is yours. This one's Naomi's. Nobody take it. All right, there you go. Nobody spill. Oh, California. All right, here we go. I used to live in California. Are you from California, Sped Mom Therapist? Everybody's drinking their milk. Naomi needs their milk. We used to live in California. That was like, 13 years ago. Can you get that? Woo! I always get wet every time I do this, and I haven't gotten smart enough yet. Now, I'm going to put a towel over you. Everybody else is just chugging it. They're already almost gone. Born in San Diego. Yeah, we lived in the foothills, Angels Camp, California. Ooh, that's where we used to live. My goodness, we're going to have milk on the floor. There you go. Woo! My goodness. She loves it. It's one of her favorites. You're an hour north of South Dakota or San Diego? Which one? I'm guessing you're saying San Diego. I'm like, an hour north of South Dakota? Really? So you're in North Dakota? No, saying San Diego. Oh. So what town is that? I should know because I probably already addressed your cookbook. Oh my goodness, you just got soaked. This is not working out very well, Lovey. No, you're cute, but you are getting soaked. My goodness. I just simply cannot wait to get that cookbook out to you guys because I've been waiting and I've been so stressed. You guys have been so patient with me. But I have been so stressed over here about it because I had taken you guys' money and I thought it was going to be different. And they made it sound like it was going to be a super, super fast process, 20-day to 25-day turnaround. While they were only talking Monday through Friday. They weren't talking days of the week, only days of the week, not Saturday and Sunday. So it ends up being like a month, which was not expecting that. Okay, Lovey, hang on. Mama, put your milk in there. Okay? You got it? You gonna sit? Okay. I'm gonna move you down a little bit. Then you can be like right here and they can see you. You want to drink it out of here? I think it's just a better idea. Is that good? She just recently started loving milk. So good. Oh my gosh, she's still soaking me. Okay, so it's not really, oh my gosh, it's not working the way that we thought it was going to, is it? Okay. I'm gonna get like a little pre-shower with some milk. You silly girl. Look at you go. I can't believe she's almost a year old, you guys. It's just crazy. Time goes so fast. I'm gonna give this soup a stir. So the only thing with this lentil soup is you just want to make sure you stir it so they don't burn down to the bottom. Because I have a habit of walking away and not stirring it at all. And they will burn. So give it a good stir. All right, so this is boiling. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it down like I said I was going to, down to medium. And that should be good. It'll be done in probably 15 more minutes. You want your milk? But as I said before, my kids hate lentils and they love this soup. So it's definitely worth a try. So I'm going to add some protein to this when it's all done boiling. If you guys are new here, I cook up my whole chickens that we raise here on the farm. And I measure them out into 1 pound increments in some freezer bags. And I stack them flat in the freezer so they take up less room than a whole chicken. And so I will throw in a whole pound of already cooked chopped chicken at the end of the soup boiling. And the reason why I wait till the end is because if you throw it in now, it's going to get shredded into a whole bunch of little tiny pieces. And because this soup is like creamy, you know, with just very little chunks, I wait till the end to add it. So my goodness. So we have some consistency to our soup. Whoa. You okay? Is the milk getting wild on you? My goodness. Silly girl. Oh my goodness. You're cute. It's been colder here. I don't know how you guys' temperature has been, but it's been colder here. The leaves are turning. It's definitely fall. Yeah. And so, yeah, we're getting firewood put up for the winter and getting ready to tarp all of our hay for the winter and getting prepared for the cold. I think tonight we'll be having a fire because the house is under 70 currently. And if I leave it and it gets down to freezing like it's supposed to tonight, the house will get down. The other morning I didn't make a fire. And, you know, for right now, it's just like a fire that lasts like maybe an hour, something to put out a little bit of heat. But the other night I didn't make a fire and it got down to 30 outside and our temperature inside got down to 56. Just a little cold. So we have really, really good insulation. My husband made sure that we got the thickest insulation he could fit in the walls. There you go. So we got to make sure that we're making a fire tonight so we stay nice and warm. Oh my goodness. She almost drank all of that. Check it out. That's crazy. She loves it. Don't you? So this is raw goat milk. I think I already said that. And we have goats here on the farm that we milk. And I need to get some cheese presses for next year because we're going to have even more goats in milk next year. And I'd like to start making hard cheeses. I've made all the soft cheeses. We've made feta. We've made lots of cream cheese type cheese. I've made mozzarella. But I would like to kind of venture into the hard cheeses. Ooh, is that fun? She's like, yes. Awesome. You like that? Is your tummy full now? Yeah. Well, we're just going to be watching this soup here. And it's going to simmer, like I said, probably about 15 minutes. You can blend this soup. I usually take like a little immersion blender and just blend it, pulse it a couple of times. Because as you blend up those lentils, it helps to thicken the soup up. Or you can just eat it with the chunks of lentils, whatever you prefer. I usually blend it. But other than that, I think that's it. So thanks for joining me. I'm so glad that my video camera was the way it's supposed to be today. Now you want my milk? Oh my goodness. Can I have a drink? I'm so glad my camera was the way it is and it's good today. If you are new here and you have questions, or if you're looking for a specific video and you can't find it, because I think we're almost up to 500 videos here, my email is down in the description box, so totally check it out. As I said last time, there are links down in the description box that when you use them to purchase the things you already need, it supports my family because I don't make a penny here on YouTube. So if you need liver powder or any sort of supplements, Perfect Supplements is down below. I have a code that you can use every time you order for 10% off. And then there's, which other ones? What other ones are on there? Well, there's links to buy my cookbook. There's meal plans there. There's Dr. Michelle Jorgensen is a dentist, a more natural-minded dentist, and her link is down below for the tooth powder that I use. So check that out. But it doesn't cost you anything, and it helps to fund. It pays for the internet, actually. That's what I've been putting it towards. And then last month, thank you so much, in case you guys missed the last video on it, but thank you so much for purchasing through my link to Perfect Supplements, because you guys paid for our liver powder for this month, which is so nice. So thank you for that. Every little bit matters. So, all right, she's getting super fussy. So I'm probably going to run now. But thanks for joining me. I'll see you guys next week. Take care.